What does an invasion from China look like?
Coercion against Taiwan is already happening. The cognitive warfare, the disinformation, efforts at dividing our society, the cyber attacks are already happening. I do not want to think about what a kinetic conflict will look like because it will be hell and a disaster for humanity.
What does an invasion from China look like? Is it a kinetic war, or is it more of a cognitive war, or is it them influencing the KMT political party?
Yeah, I can't emphasize enough that we want to avoid a kinetic conflict. No, there are no winners in war. But the other gray zone, coercion against Taiwan, is already happening. There are military assets circling Taiwan, the cognitive warfare, the disinformation, the efforts at dividing our society, weakening our domestic unity and cohesion, that is already happening. The cyber attacks are already happening. Mm-hmm. And so we also need hybrid responses. And I do not want to really think about what a kinetic conflict will look like because it will be hell and a disaster for humanity. Mm-hmm. And I think it will also be harmful to the people of China. And we are continuing to invest in our defenses so that deterrence will actually work and that we can avoid such a conflict. But in the meantime, all of the other gray zone areas of coercion, threats, cyber attacks, that's ongoing. And we are in a race to make ourselves much more resilient. Now, I've used the word resilience many times today.
Yes,
and I do think that is a core spirit of who we are as Taiwanese people. I grew up in a Presbyterian family in Taiwan, and the emblem is a burning bush. The burning bush is symbolic of resilience. It is also a defiance against oppression. It's about keeping the spirit going, and about resurrection against persecution. And I think that particular spirit is not only part of my upbringing, but it is very much internalized among our society. And again, we've come a long way in making Taiwan also a land of the free. And no person or no country is too small to deserve freedom. So we are determined to protect that.
What other countries are showing interest in this? You mentioned Japan.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think all the countries that have a stake in ensuring stability and in ensuring that the global supply chains that foster prosperity are not disrupted, all those countries who have a shared commitment to freedom in the belief in what I just said, that no country is too small to deserve freedom, I think should show an interest in this. And so in our immediate neighborhood, of course, they are also impacted, not only because of Taiwan, but because the PRC military presence is expanding across the Indo-Pacific region. So they tend to show an interest in this. But beyond that, we hope that the world will also stand with us in ensuring that peace will prevail, that conflict will never happen.
Well, you guys are certainly a beacon of light for democracy in this part of the world. And I know that we're on a crunch timeline. I just have a couple more questions. I want to ask you, what does the world look like if Taiwan were to be invaded?
Well, I hope that hypothetical scenario never happens.
Me too.
But I think, as I said at the outset, Taiwan is critical in all of the modern technologies that surround the daily lives of people around the world. And Taiwan is also on the front lines of protecting freedom and our values, our belief in a system of government that empowers the people. And all of that would be at stake. And again, everything we are doing is to prevent that particular scenario from happening.
What gives you so much confidence in the United States? We spent 20 years in Afghanistan. Mm-hmm. You saw how we left. Caveat to that, Pete Hegseth just said in Singapore that we will stand with Taiwan. Mm-hmm. I'm just curious on your thoughts of why you trust us.
Well, I think ultimately we have to trust ourselves. And that is why we are focused on enhancing our own defense capabilities and localizing, making indigenous the range of things that we have to do to protect ourselves. And then secondly, we work on our partnerships. And our partnership with the United States is based on the legal framework of the Taiwan Relations Act that has withstood different administrations across the political spectrum over decades. And we have continued to try to build bipartisan support for this partnership. And I think that is one of the areas of rare agreement within the United States. That is the importance of sustaining a strong partnership with Taiwan. And through that, we continue to acquire and build our own defensive capabilities that add to our indigenous efforts. And ultimately, dealing with the People's Republic of China and the Communist Party's aggressive expansionist intentions. Taiwan is on the front lines, but we will not be the only ones affected.
Wrapping up the interview, I want to say that, with all things considering in the situation right now, I think that Taiwan is in a very unique position, because if the rest of the world does not stand with you and China were to invade, they will become the most technologically advanced country in the entire world, and they have a lot of adversaries. Mm-hmm. And so I think that even if they don't say it, mm-hmm. I think that the entire world will be here to aid you in the event that happens. Mm-hmm.
No matter where you're watching Sean Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, please leave us a review on Apple and Spotify podcasts.